Hello everyone and welcome to the final race of Season 1 in this Lewis Hamilton F1 24 career mode. Now as always, the previous episode is going to be linked in the top right, guys. There are some huge spoilers ahead. The previous episode, we had our first chance to clinch the World Drivers' Championship. The question is, did we achieve it? Check it out, link in the top right. Anyway, we arrived here at Abu Dhabi and I'm looking forward to it. However, let's talk about the last race. So, confirmation, we did not just win the Drivers' Championship, we also won the Constructors. You can also see we achieved a lot of accolades, one being for the fastest lap, the other one for winning the 8th Drivers' Championship, and we also won our rivalry versus Fernando Alonso. So a lot of achievements, which does mean we've now maxed out the experience. We level up on racecraft awareness and massively on pace, and also massively on driver focus. We go up by five full levels, which also brings our driver rating to 94. So what a year, what a season, and we have one more race still to get into. You can see our recognition still 54 v46 with George, and we maxed out our manufacturing expert on the specialist. So a great episode. Honestly, we had so much progress and things are in a really good spot heading into this last race. Now, the rivalry versus Verstappen is still happening. 4 points to win. If we win it, we'll get a huge boost again to our driver rating and stats, which could be massive. You can see the spike on the graph in our contract performance from the previous episode. We've outperformed all expectations. You know, we set a target of 91 and we could very much end up being 95 if we win the rivalry versus Verstappen in this episode. You can see also our general progression, especially the focus. You know, we really leveled up on that in the last episode, bringing that up to scratch, you know, with other stats that we have. So this episode, we don't have any specialists. They're all on holiday, they're all gone, so we're not going to be focusing on leveling that up in this video. But we basically clock over into Abu Dhabi, no time for any more upgrades. We have some R&D points left over, and I will try to spend them if we get the chance before signing for a new team in the next episode. Now, confirmation, both championships won, Drivers' title number 8 and Constructors' title for Mercedes number 9. An absolutely incredible year, and yeah, absolutely insane that we managed to achieve it with a race to spare in this one. So as you can see, we arrive at Abu Dhabi, no upgrades, full cast dry, and our first race on the new patch that dropped earlier today. So the one thing to note is the colours. Red Bull now have the darker blue, which V-Carb used to have, which was also the previous kind of AlphaTauri colour. V-Carb is now the Red Bull colour, the kind of dark blue, and then Haas has been corrected to white. Ferrari have their full name as well, so I actually like this colour arrangement, and Red Bull makes a lot of sense, kind of running the AlphaTauri blue from last year's game, and V-Carb running the blue Red Bull used to have, you know, in the previous episode. Haas, of course, in white makes a lot of sense, and yeah, generally now the colours and the dots all line up and are a lot more accurate. So we jump into practice, and I had a hell of a lot of tyre wear. I don't know why the hell the tyres were struggling so much. I did go to track via flying lap. I didn't do a manual installation.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
So clearly the game adds on a lot of tyre wear when you simulate, you know, going to track or returning to garage. Either way, we got through the 5 laps, drifting, sliding all over the place, and we actually managed to keep our tyre wear below average, but definitely a bit of concern on that front, you know, on the soft tyres. Fuel, really, really good, and we finished practice P11, Russell P9, and it seems like pace could be pretty close this weekend. McLaren have been very strong lately, you know, Ferrari also improving, which could be our future team. But we finished practice picking up 300 R&D points, the maximum possible, and we of course can't level up our experience anymore, so our stats basically stay unchanged heading into qualifying, which we are not going to take part in. For this episode, we're going to basically install the freshest components we have left, and we are going to start from the back of the grid and basically have a bit of fun. It's Hamilton's last race in silver in Mercedes colours, and we're going to go out on a high and basically send it and see what we can do in one final shot just going from the back of the grid and trying to go flat out to the end, being super aggressive, nothing to lose. We can basically, you know, use up this engine as much as possible and have a bit of fun with it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. We retired from qualifying, so we took a bit of a hit to our pace stat, but other than that, no more drama. So anyway guys, practice, updates, titles, everything ready to go. Let's get into the race, the final one in 2024.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pulse hitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. We go into battle once more then as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Fernando Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Ocon, Tsunoda, Verstappen, Gasly, Bottas, Albon, Sargent, Hamilton, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Zhou, Oscar Piastri, Sainz, Norris, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me is Anthony Davidson. Well, it's the last race of the season, but there's still plenty to prove out there. How important is getting the right mentality for this season closer?
Yeah, a lot of races to cover, but it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season. If it has gone your way, it's a great time to just enjoy it. There's nothing that can change in the championship pecking order, of course, or if you've won the championship already, go out and enjoy this race and send yourself off through the winter break. If it's been a bit of a year to forget, you can try and take a bit of solace in this Grand Prix, end on a high and carry that energy into next season.
This is it, the final race in season number 1 in this Lewis Hamilton career mode on F1 24. I wanted to start last. Admittedly, I haven't taken a grid drop, but there's so many penalties, we're starting 13th. So it hasn't exactly worked out. It doesn't really ring the same going from 13th to 1st or 13th to 1st challenge. Anyway, that's how the cards have been dealt, and that's what we're going to race with here today. So for this one, we're going to start on the alternate strategy I've made. Hard tyre to medium. We're going to go long in the first stint, hopefully maintain a good race pace on the hards, and then hopefully switch to mediums and push at the end and try and fight back and get as many points as possible. Starting 13th, I think the win is also possible. So hopefully we can make it happen. So let's get into it one last time. Let's have a little bit of fun. Guys, like the video. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes for this final race for Lewis Hamilton in a Mercedes-Benz before we move to Ferrari. And subscribe for more F1 24 content. And of course, subscribe for the start of Season 2 arriving very soon in red in Ferrari colours. Anyway, let's get into it. I've actually got a decent bit of tyre temperature for a change. The AI weren't terribly slow. So let's line her up for one last race start. And let's hopefully have a little bit of fun. Everyone seemingly on mediums, Verstappen there in P8. So let's see how this race all pans out. After 23 rounds in 2024, we begin round 24 as we go lights out. And away we go. Oh my god, I've got nothing on the rear. No rear traction at all. Down to 16th. Trying to go around the outside of Zhou. We're still going to try and go around the outside at turn 2, inside for turn 3. Let the car wash out high to try and shut him off. Hülkenberg defending the inside line, so we'll go around the outside here at turn 5. Try and get these positions back and be aggressive early on. Battery switched on now. Down the back straight, we've got a big run on Ricciardo. I'm running a bit more of a lower wing setup. No, I'm not making that 3 wide. It's a long race. We don't have to rush into that. That's a lovely move around the outside. We managed to stay ahead of Hulkenberg and put a move on Sargent, who got stuck on the curb, and now we're going to get the run of Ricciardo here to the outside. Oh my god, there's not a lot of grip out here, but we make it just about work. So after all of that, we've actually gained a place on the opening lap, starting 13th up to 12th. Bottas, Tsunoda, Albon here, dicing away. There's going to be some slower cars out of position. It seems like actually a lot of the fast cars are the ones to get grid drops. So we have a very weird mixed up grid in this one.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
I haven't actually checked the grid rundown, but I think both McLarens are actually behind us, so they both had grid drops. It seems like it's Leclerc and Russell out front, and then it's basically slower cars. Let's try and... oh, bit of a lock up there from Tsunoda. Why does this keep happening? Why do the AI keep getting on the brakes mid-corner?
Okay, be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
I just don't understand it. Just because you're getting close, the AI get really uncomfortable and they start braking in a weird way. Around the outside of Albon, we'll get this one. Damage is seemingly pretty minor. Only issue is we are on hard tyres, which is our preferred race tyre. I don't think we've got another set. So we could go back on this tyre later on if we had to, but I've got 2 sets of mediums. Let's see what the pace is like. I'm going to try and stay out for a bit. Let's see if we can try and get Tsunoda and Bottas. Luckily, the damage doesn't feel too bad, so we can try and maybe stick this out. Might look for the double overtake on the next straight. Let's try and recharge a little bit. Bottas, Tsunoda, side by side. We're going to set up the exit here. Just like that. Bottas DRS, but we've also got it. We're going to get to the inside. Oh, this is close. Yep, give me that. Lovely. Great move. Straight into 9th. Right, up next we've got a bit of a train of cars ahead there. Battling for what seems to be P3. So let's try and see if we can find some pace with this wing damage and close in. This should be pretty slow, average pace. The pace is okay. We can stay out. We don't have to box. We can still maybe commit to this strategy. I might box a lap earlier than what I originally was going to go for. I think lap 17 was going to be my original lap. We might go to 16, maybe even 15, but we can make this work. That seems to be our pace. I think Leclerc, Russell, and eventually Verstappen will get to 3rd. Those guys might run away with it, but we are matching pace with a train of cars ahead, so I'm confident we'll catch up and get in that train. Once we do, the race will get a lot easier for us. But 24.9 on that lap, that seems to be our general pace. I can now use my overtake in a bit more of an offensive manner. We've dropped Bottas and Tsunoda, so we can now use it all on the straights.
Okay, Lewis, after that front wing damage, we've got to look after it now. Please protect the front wing. Come on.
Now we're starting to make a little bit of inroads on the cars ahead. Personal best, still churning out the times. Obviously, as fuel burns away, we'll get quicker. But we're just starting to cut into that gap now. Gasly at risk of losing DRS on that train of cars ahead, which will make things a lot easier for us. We're getting there. Another personal best. Can I get DRS on Pierre? That would be huge. He's been dropped from the train, and we are also catching the train. So we are just a little bit quicker, and of course those mediums are going to start dying off. So we'll have the tyre advantage. Russell and Leclerc are not getting away a huge amount out front. So this is really starting to come back to us a little bit. Okay, we're going to just sit behind Pierre and we'll pass him on the next straight. Just want to get nice and close to basically get the benefit of DRS. I'll make sure we nail this and get a clean exit. A little bit too much curb on the first one, bit of a scruffy exit, but we're close enough that we can go straight through and basically get a huge slingshot onto the train ahead. There we go, just 1.5 now to Ocon. We can maybe even get there by next lap. We'll use some battery. That was a great final sector. And that's the difference when you've got a bit of DRS lap time wise. We go half a second quicker than our previous personal best. We'll take a warning if it means we get DRS here, which is going to be critical. Yep, there we go, we've got it. Right. So now we have a chance to just get a bit of a recharge on the go. Get the battery fully prepared for a bit of a onslaught of overtakes.
Great stuff, mate. You hit the target well there. Nice one. It's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down.
I'm wondering if I want to pit and try and switch to a two-stop. It's not the quickest strat, but the pace right now isn't very quick, and I've got damage. I've got to take also repair time. So,
Understood. Stopping this lap.
you know what? Last race of the season, why not? We can get an undercut right now and basically recover the time lost for our wing change. We'll go medium to the end, and that should hopefully cover it. We need perfect stops both times. Let's go for it. Let's go aggressive. So we'll get our wing fixed now. So that will cost us an extra 5 seconds, which the pit window opens in about 3-4 laps for those guys, maybe even 2 laps for some. So basically, we've got 2 laps to try and undercut everyone. Even Leclerc and Russell aiming to hopefully undercut those guys. Red Bull currently P3, P4. Verstappen third, Perez behind.
Okay, 1 stop to go. Just 1 stop left in this strategy.
So we drop to last. I do have another fresh set of mediums, so we're going to give this strategy a go and see if we can make it work. I've also got a fresh set of softs if we decide to go even more aggressive, if I could stretch this stint out. But I think medium is going to be the way to go. So right now, it's time to drive. We're just going to knock it into hot lap and leave it there for a few laps and basically try and undercut our way to P1, and then hopefully still have the pace to keep pulling away and basically extend the gap and then box again and push again. So it's going to be a flat out race. So let's get to work. We are so quick. We're going to hit traffic. The pit window should open now at the end of lap 13. Look at the pace. Joe's going to try and defend it, but we're just so much quicker. So yeah, pit window now should open. So we should see hopefully these trains empty out a little bit. But we've got a lot of traffic, so we're going to have to get busy.
Okay, Lewis, let's try and climb up the order if we can. We're setting you a new target. Push.
Yep, I'll get that. Don't worry about it, mate. We're not going to waste any time with these overtakes. Not ideal for our strategy or our tyres, but we have to go through and make these things happen. Big battle ahead. Up the inside, cautiously, of Magnussen. Don't want to brake too late. But look at the grip we have. Everyone just super slow battling away right now. That's our future car right there, driven by Carlos Sainz as we go to the outside of Hulkenberg, Piastri Sargent.
Yeah, really good job on hitting that target, mate. Nice work. Still a long way to go, though.
Look at that, we're just flying. Absolutely flying.
Okay, George is coming in for his stop.
And now everyone's in. We just have way more grip. Look at that. Trying to waste no time. We're not going to go purple again, obviously, because of traffic, but this ain't been a bad lap to say we've had to overtake a good 6 cars. Right, let's see where George is. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, Leclerc's right there. I believe the net race leader. Leclerc runs it in a bit wide, almost damage again like in Qatar. But we're going to have DRS. Leclerc making a push. We're quite low on battery, so I'm going to trust the DRS here. Verstappen getting involved. Through we go. We need to use everything here to get Ricciardo on this straight. We can't be stuck behind Ricciardo in sector 3. Come on, come on. Straight through. Beautiful. Right. Let's try and break a gap. Break DRS with Leclerc. And the final cars are in. So that will give us net P1. But now we basically have to try and gap everyone. We need, to stop again. So we've broken DRS. Hopefully Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell will all battle now in this final part of the race. So we just have to go. We have to go. We're going to box around lap 20, 21. I'll decide if a soft tyre is worth the go, but in principle we're still going to commit to that medium tyre. we'll go hot lap again and leave it there. And hopefully that's enough pace for us to push.
And some information on Leclerc. They seem to have an issue. Okay, information on Verstappen.
Okay. A bugged radio. Not too sure who has issues, but either way, let's keep pushing. I don't have a ton more pace to be fair, but they're likely going to battle as they are right now, and that's what's going to give us the gap and the breakaway. Also stretching the pack, I'm hoping to box and rejoin behind Alonso. That would be nice if I could pull that off. That's the kind of gap I'm looking for, because they're also battling behind Alonso for P6 and beyond. Verstappen's got the car issue, I think, and Leclerc. I think they actually both are in trouble. So Russell now into second, Alonso third. So we might have a chance here to actually get a pit stop on Leclerc and Verstappen if they've got legitimate car trouble. Battles happening everywhere right now. This is perfect and exactly why I wanted to get out of that trouble.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Just a few more laps to go. I don't think it's worth going to the end on these. We're going to really suffer at the end. But you know, we'll see. See what the gap is.
Okay, Lewis, we've got some clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go.
I'm not really quick anymore. This is our scheduled pit stop lap. I'm tempted to just gamble and go for softs and have a go.
Okay, really, really good. You hit that target nicely. There's a long way to go in this race, so let's keep it clean.
I'm going to go one more lap here. Russell, Alonso battling, so they've just lost a full second. The AI usually run out of battery on the last lap. You know, they struggle. At the moment, I'm a little bit concerned about the level of tyre wear. Like if I went softs, I'd be in the same range within 5 laps. At the moment, I'm tempted to actually go to the end and try and make it work, rather than boxed again. My fuel's a bit marginal. We are going through it, but we've got a couple more laps yet before we have to worry about that. So let's keep trying to churn the lap times. Russell and Alonso lost a lot of time on this lap, over a second, so that's really helped us out. I reckon we can make this work. Yellow flag. That's Russell or Alonso.
Okay, clear.
It's George. That's bad news, because now they're not going to battle. Safety car? Or VSC? Oh, looks like we're not going to get it, but that's going to release Alonso now, so he'll be very quick. I think I'm still going to commit to this. I think Alonso now might win, but we can still finish second. Oh, Bottas. Another retirement, but it's too late now for a safety car or a VSC. We've just tickled over 60% wear now on the right rear. Should be okay though. We won't quite enter puncture territory. Here we go then. Last lap of the race. Alonso closed in a little bit, but generally we kept it under control. What an incredible second stint. A mammoth, nearly 20 laps on mediums. We survived from earlier wing damage to pull off a very wild one stop. And look at the tyre wear. Absolutely mental. But we are going to close out a historic season with, I believe, I want to say it's like a 14th or 15th race win. Absolutely insane. But Hamilton, not just an 8-time world champion, wins the finale.
Congratulations to the team. Thank you so much for your consistent efforts. This is an amazing result for everybody.
The longest winner streak of his career is over. Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. There's a long way to go.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
season done, episode done. What a year 2024 was one for the history books. We'll kind of recap and go through everything in the next episode for pre-season, season 2. But in the meantime, here are your final classified results. Worth noting, both McLarens recovered to points, both Alpines in the top 7. Verstappen fell to 10th with car trouble, and then Leclerc held on to 4th. We not just got the win, also actually got the fast lap of the race as well. So insane, absolutely insane. I reckon even if I'd started last, I could have won that race. Also, if I hadn't got damage, I definitely could have won that from last place. Anyway, strategy was on point, car felt great, and it was a really, really good race. Now let's look at the standings for the final time this season. We finished 92 points ahead in the end. Actually, Alonso was closer to Verstappen, which is insane. Verstappen really fell off in the last 5 races, man. Really, really fell off. Russell finishes P7, equal on points with Perez, but Perez with that podium just now might have just edged it on countback. In the Constructors, we finished 92 points ahead of Red Bull as well. So we could have not done a better job. You know, literally a perfect season. Russell, of course, helping out, but we win the Constructors and the Drivers, and there is your final finishing order. So guys, that is it. On screen now, you're going to have the post-race fallout. We, I believe, win the rivalry with Verstappen, so that's going to give us a big boost to our driver stats once again. So now the big question is, what's next? Ferrari, hopefully, we've had the secret meetings, but will there be a contract offer put on the table? We'll find out in the next episode. But in the background, you've seen the driver rating, the rivalry, the specialist, all that stuff, guys. So that's going to be it for me here today, and that's the end of season 1. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes for the finale, and subscribe for the start of season 2 when that drops in a couple of days' time. And yeah, guys, overall, thank you for the support so much. A big shout out to the channel members for supporting all the videos. Also, check out the links down below and the videos on screen. And yeah, guys, that was season 1. Let's see what 2025 holds in store for Sir Lewis Hamilton.